What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 3 of the DriveMatch Podcast. My name is Ravi Wadan, and I'm joined by my good friend, colleague, and business partner, Ali Busnaina. What's up, Ali? How you doing?
Hey, Ravi. Great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. We've got some sunshine in Seattle, so can't complain in October.
See that.
Yeah.
I'm hiding the sunshine behind me in Arizona. So
yeah, that's true. Are you guys still in the hundreds, or is it coming down a little bit?
no, it's actually what is it today? We're actually under 80 degrees. So
nice.
No air conditioning complaints today.
Nice. Yeah, so let's go ahead and kick things off. I think to give people kind of an overview of what we plan on speaking about today or talking about. One was the thing that we talked about right before this podcast was the Jeep, the Grand Wagoneer, kind of the rebrand and the new drivetrains that they're using. And then we'll talk about the Porsche Lease deals, because a lot of you out there have recommended or been asking for Porsche Lease deals. So we have some Porsche Lease deals
popular
now on DriveMatch. And then we have also some Ineos Grenadier lease deals. That's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, very exciting.
Right. And then we'll talk about what else is upcoming and also that you can sell your car on DriveMatch too. We were talking about that earlier this morning as a team. We've partnered with CarWiser, and people are seeing some like amazing bids for their car. So if you need to sell your car, we don't have a trade-in service right now, but if you need to sell your car, whether you're doing business with DriveMatch or not, we have an awesome car buying service. So be sure to check that out if you go to drivematch.com. So let's go ahead and kick things off and talk about the Grand Wagoneer. Ali, I know you did some research on this. So what have you been hearing on the streets?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer dated back, came out in 2022. Huge. They pushed a lot on the dealerships to make a Wagoneer showroom.
Yeah.
And a lot of the dealerships did do that. But however, and they were very, limited on how they, worded Jeep on the actual vehicle itself. You just see Wagoneer. I think only a few places on the car had Jeep on it, like inside behind the lens of the headlight and stuff like that. They really tried to.
The branding was bad. It was confusing.
Yeah, they distanced it from Jeep, but it was still sold at a Jeep dealer. So I think they tried to do a rebrand. They didn't go as all in as I guess they could have. But.
So
we've seen them kind of unwind everything they've done and go back to the Jeep nameplate.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think even for people like myself, who I consider myself a car guy, we're kind of in the industry. Sometimes it gets really hard to kind of know the intricacies of the model lineups. Like they're making it so difficult, right? With the package names, the model lineup. Like one's a Wagoneer, one's a Grand Wagoneer. Why is there a difference? So it sounds like from what you're saying, Jeep is going to be back on the SUV, which Jeep is one of the most recognized nameplates on planet Earth. So that makes a lot of sense. You'd think they would have done that from the get-go. And it's just going to be Grand Wagoneer across the board now. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. So they've gone to Jeep Grand Wagoneer. They've introduced some trim levels. One of more like a luxury trim level, and one of a more off-road trim. They also, I've read some mixed things. They're also introducing the Grand Wagoneer Rev. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation, or they're doing potentially going to do it as a 4xe. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of interesting changes on that front. And they also dropped the MSRP by like $20,000. So,
which is incredible.
It's coming down more to the original like Wagoneer pricing to be more competitive with, the GM products.
Yeah.
And we've seen it in the used cars. Just the Grand Wagoneers have just fallen big time on pre-owned values.
For sure. I mean, the only place I really see them now is they're dead giveaway like rental cars now. Whenever I see one in Seattle, I'm like, oh, somebody got one at Enterprise. It's like that's kind of like feels like the only time I see them. I don't hear about or see or read about anybody shopping for a Wagoneer. So hopefully this helps. It looks like the starting price is going to be $64,740, that's great. That seems like a much more reasonable starting MSRP for that car.
It does. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to see the programs on it and what happens because they did an also like a minor facelift. They adopted styling from the Wagoneer S,
Okay.
which is their all electric Wagoneer.
Yep.
But I'm assuming they're probably going to go back to the Jeep nameplate on that car too.
Okay.
But so yeah, Grand Wagoneer.
And
It's
the
now
interiors
only
are
gonna
nice
have-
on the Wagoneers. I mean, I'm a fan of the interiors. I like Uconnect. I think Uconnect's a great system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shame the whole Jeep brand's kind of taken a hit. And you were also saying with the REV or the Rev, I guess to be determined what the pronunciation is, but it's a plug-in hybrid, but it has a substantial amount of electric range, right? Like 100 miles
Yeah.
plus. You're saying?
Yeah, I think the initial estimates are 150 miles of electric range.
Wow.
And Chrysler or FCA or Stellantis, whatever they call themselves now, is they're claiming, I believe, like up to 500 miles of range with a full tank and a full charge. So
Wow.
that's a game changer, when it comes to long-term adoption of electric or electrified vehicles.
Right.
Because 150 miles, you can really use that reliably. I'd say
Yes.
on a daily commute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on 150 miles. Man, you're gonna have a tough time getting through the gas tank. You might have to like turn the motor on just to get rid of the old gas.
Right.
That's. But yeah, to your point, I mean, don't you think that's what we need? Like in the market is that high range, like that battery portion, that battery range to
I think so.
be over 100. Like that seems like incredible.
It's really, I think it is a game changer. We were planning a trip for Thanksgiving, and I've been looking at new cars as well. I'm always looking at new cars, but
Yeah.
like an Escalade IQ to me is a great vehicle with over 400 miles of electric range, which sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But when you put that into practice, say I drive from Phoenix to San Diego,
Yeah.
you're going to use close to 400 miles of range, but then you're still going to need the vehicle to drive around when you get there, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't just show up on empty.
Yeah. So, you're going to get to the hotel, say you plug in that car on a level 2 when it's empty is going to take a long time to charge. So, you're potentially going to be out of a vehicle for, call it 18 hours,
Yeah,
12
that's true.
hours. So it may work okay, but the option of having, a high electric range with still gasoline backup is, I think, the way to go at this point, given the charging speeds, the charging infrastructure.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen the Chinese and other auto manufacturers go that route is
Yeah.
high electric range with a, generation gas generator backup.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at the current US market like landscape, I mean, I'd love to get your take on this too. I'm thinking X5 has a substantial amount of plug-in range, the X5 plug-in hybrid.
The 50E.
The RAV4 Primes, right? The RAV4 and the Prius Prime. And then what else even has anything remotely close to like 50 miles?
Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, Mercedes
They
does.
have the GLC 350E, which I believe is I think 60 mile range.
Oh, wow.
So they're getting better, but
Yeah.
to get over the 100-mile mark, there's really not much out there.
Yeah. And there's so many people in this country that have 30, 40 mile one-way commutes, right? So it's ideal for them.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, say you get to work, you drove 40 miles and, oh, I forgot my laptop. I got to drive all the way back and drive there.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that on all electric is awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that was I think the biggest thing when EVs first came out with these 80 to 100 mile ranges is people commuting, and myself included. I'd show up to my corporate job driving 30 miles and in the middle of winter, and I forgot my laptop at home.
Yeah.
Now I have to drive back, and I can't make it back to the office because I'm out of I'm out of electricity because I was planning on charging at the office, you know.
Yeah.
So that was always a huge issue. Obviously, with plug-in hybrids, it's not as big of a problem because you can use gas, but it's still nice to just be able to maintain that EV efficiency and the drivability of it. And the other beauty of this setup is it feels like a full EV because the gas is purely just charging the battery system. It's not actually driving the car. So
Yeah.
you still get that instant acceleration all the time with
Right.
the full, I believe they quoted like 600 plus horsepower.
That's great.
So that also is going to be a huge game changer because depending on how you set up a plug-in hybrid, it can be fairly clunky or, drive like a full EV, but typically it's still less powerful than a normal EV. So even like the Volvo XC90s and Lexus products, which I think are great products. I'd say some of the best plug-in hybrids we have today are those two brands, just because they completely decouple the EV system from the gasoline drivetrain.
Mm-hmm.
So they drive like full EVs, but it's just like a less powerful EV.
Yeah, you're compromising the power, right? You're not getting that.
Yeah,
full.
so you're getting like, I'd say, 180 to 240 horsepower.
Yep.
Versus, these big numbers you see on full EVs of 500-600 horsepower.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's amazing. I mean, even like my Lyric or like your Hummer, Tesla Model S Plaid, right? 1,000 horsepower. I mean, it's 500-600 horsepower in an EV is like, it's like a 6-cylinder,
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild to think about. Let's just hope that with Stellantis, I know you're in the same boat as me. Like we've always been kind of rooting for Stellantis or FCA, because I think they have good products, but sometimes execution can be kind of bad. And let's just hope with this product that it's reliable. I mean, I don't have experience with 4xe, ever owning a 4xe product, but the consensus overall is that there's just too many people that have had bad experiences with that product. So hopefully they can kind of sort that out.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I've always been by friends called a Chrysler spokesperson. So I've always been a Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 4xe products have definitely, they were groundbreaking in the fact that they were electrifying SUVs, but I've seen so many issues with them.
Yeah.
Which is a bit surprising to me because I consider it they're using more of I'd call it off the shelf product, which is the ZF that we spoke about, the ZF transmission product, as well as their integrated electric motor.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the issues are with the battery, which I think is sourced from Samsung on that car.
I see.
They've had a lot of issues with those products, and you see Instagram reels everywhere of Jeep bodies lifted off the frames, getting the batteries out.
Yeah, people just had some horrible experiences. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome to see the rebrand on that Wagoneer, and hopefully it can kind of correct the ship a little bit for them. And
that's one product I'm really excited about to see, especially to get my hands on a drive.
Yeah,
to see how it drives, and because I spent some time in an Escalade IQ. To me, it's one of the best SUVs out there on the market right now.
Yeah.
Just the drive, the feel, to have that much power in such a big vehicle without, transmission shifting is just awesome. So it's going to be great to see another product similar to that on the market.
It's
at a lower price point too.
And and on that point, you talking about the smoothness that's one thing that goes overlooked with electric vehicles is they are so well suited for luxury cars because of NVH, which is like noise, vibration, and harshness. Like they're just the smoothest drivetrains, right? You're not feeling any clunking from the transmission. You're not hearing a motor. It's so for these like upscale luxury brands, like, I just think it's such a good and seamless fit because it really kind of elevates the driving experience, in my opinion.
It really does.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, when you're on the freeway going, 55 and you want to get up to 75 and pass, like,
Yeah,
you don't get that downshift. You get just instant acceleration. You can instantly execute the maneuver, and it's smooth. You know, you don't get thrown back in your seat. I mean, you can if you want,
right?
But like from the gear change.
Yep.
There's so many nice things about it. Obviously, you miss the 8-cylinder sound, but
of course. And another thing I was, just one thing that goes overlooked too, not to go on the EV bandwagon, is like how smooth they are to drive. Like once you get one pedal driving down, you're essentially having a chauffeur stop every single time that you come to like a red light. You know how when you drive with that friend that can't drive and your neck's always just like,
yeah.
Like once you get an EV down, you're the smoothness, they call it the chauffeur stop because you don't feel the car actually coming to a physical stop. So
you don't feel that thunk.
You don't feel that thunk, the brakes locking. So that's fantastic. And that's another kind of pro that I really like. Yes. Should we go on to the next topic here?
Let's do it.
All right. So I know we have some Porsche lease deals on DriveMatch. Can you tell us a little bit of what's going on and what those deals are like?
Yeah, so we're kind of in the model year change right now for a lot of brands. But Porsche, we're seeing, moving from 25 to 26. So we're seeing some very good deals on both Cayenne and Macans.
Okay.
That and they're all gas products. They're not EVs. So and these are on the East Coast, available to most of the eastern states. Very strong lease deals. Cayennes are in the 11 to 1200 range, and Macans are, I'd say, high 700s to 900s, which for those products is excellent numbers. On those Porsches. And we talk about how cars drive a lot on the podcast, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. Porsche just nails the driving experience for, I personally have a Cayenne, and it's just one of the best driving SUVs out there. And
that's what I've heard. My only experience driving Porsches is my cousin used to have a 996, 911. It was just an absolute blast to drive. It was just so much fun. Ali, can we talk about demos? Because a lot of people, those look at the Macans and they'll see like the demo sign.
Yes.
And some people become like reluctant to like lease that particular car or buy that particular car. Can you kind of explain what demo means and what kind of, can you just kind of go over the kind of demo process?
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's two types of demos usually. Mm-hmm. For Porsche, there's actually three types of demos overall, but we'll stick with just for Porsche. So in this case, the two types of demos are they're both new cars that either get driven by a dealership employee, typically a manager or general manager of the store. And then there's what's called service loaners. So anytime you take your Porsche or luxury vehicle into the dealership, they try to give you another Porsche to drive around while your cars are being serviced. So those cars are part of a special program with Porsche that you can lease those as new cars. And if they have 5,000 miles or less, they actually maintain the same residual value. So they're excellent opportunities for leasing.
Wow.
If you go over 5,000 miles, it does affect the residual barely, but it's still a very good option to get into a new Porsche. But all of these cars, whether they're the manager demos or service loaners, they're fully maintained by the dealership. So you're not getting a car that's say like rented out to Enterprise or something. It's a very well maintained, very well kept vehicle,
right?
That I would feel very comfortable recommending to.
Can you talk about the warranty? How does the warranty work on the demos?
So the warranty will typically start when that car started in demo service or service loaner status.
Okay.
And typically they don't run these longer than, I'd say, 6 to 9 months, 1 year most maximum.
Yep.
But that said, Porsche warranties the car for 4 years.
Yes.
So during your lease, you're going to be 100% covered under Porsche's bumper to bumper warranty. These lease programs, I think the best term is 39 months. And most of these demos probably have 6 months of warranty that have been used. So you're going to be fully covered.
So you're still in the clear.
Yeah, you're still in the clear for the warranty.
Yeah.
So it's really a great option to be able to get into, Porsche or any vehicle for a really good rate.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of see it across the board with BMW, GM products, Mercedes products. As much as when the general, like maybe the leasing novice sees the demos, like, oh, I don't want a demo. The leasing pro is like, oh, I see an opportunity here. Like this could be one hell of a deal. Would you agree with that?
It
can be.
I mean, yes, it can be.
Yeah.
I'd say it depends.
Yeah.
But usually you'll get a better value doing a demo.
Yeah.
Whether it's, but some brands don't do them. So brands like Toyota, Lexus, Infiniti, Honda, etc. You cannot lease at any Audi, for example. They do not do any
interesting
service loaner.
I wonder what do they do with their service loaners and executive cars. I wonder.
They'll sell them as retail units.
Okay.
So you still get a good deal, but it would be on a finance or a cash purchase.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And then going on to the next deals that we have on DriveMatch, or the other deals that are really exciting, at least to myself, is we have some Ineos Grenadiers on DriveMatch, right? Yeah,
and so for those of you that heard that name that Ravi just said and have no idea what we're talking about, the Ineos is I believe I'll give the nickel tour on that. It was a billionaire who loved the Land Rover Defender so much and decided to start a new company because they discontinued the original boxy Land Rover Defender and created Ineos. And the Grenadier is his product, and it has a BMW engine, a lot of BMW parts in it. It's a phenomenal vehicle. It's such a cool car. It looks like an old Defender, but it's a brand new car.
Yeah.
So they've rolled it out and started manufacturing these cars. We have some excellent leasing opportunities on those on the East Coast. So definitely check those out on DriveMatch.
Yeah, I just wanted to pull up the pricing on these. Let me pull these up. Yeah, my neighbor actually has an Ineos Grenadier, and it's such a cool looking car, and has the BMW B58, right? Tried, tested, reliable motor, probably arguably the best motor on the planet, and so it's really such a cool car. Yeah, so we have this one, a red one. I'll try to do the screen share afterwards. It's a 2025, $839 a month, $3,000 due-at signing, 12% off of MSRP. That sounds like a really aggressive deal and a good deal. And this is a beautiful color too.
Yeah, and we have I believe there's a 1942 edition posted as well. It's a higher MSRP. It's I forget what it is, 1929. I can't remember now.
Okay,
I'm getting it confused with the Don Julio tequila.
And then also the Land Cruisers too, right? They have the 1958. What's the
Yes,
Land?
yeah.
What's the other Land Cruiser called? Yeah, there's too many numbers going on right now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. There's a lot of years. And then there's the Tundra 1794.
Yeah, it's like you have the model year and they're adding another model year to the name. Yeah, that's an exciting car. It's a really cool looking car. I haven't driven one. Have you had a chance to drive one yet?
I have not. It's one of the cars I really want to get my hands on. Especially just to see size wise and how the execution of the BMW drivetrain is essentially in that car.
Yeah.
But everyone that I've seen review it or drive it has had very good feedback on it. It's a very
product.
cool car. I'd love to get my hands on one.
Yeah. Hey, if I can still do this car review thing, maybe I'll reach out to Ineos. Maybe they'll send one up, and then we can talk about it on the podcast. Not a bad idea,
Yeah.
So, was there anything else? I think you said that we had some Hyundai, and Kia Lease deals that you were gonna post on DriveMatch.
Yeah, so we're working on sourcing some a few brands for the East Coast. So we're going to see Ford coming soon.
Oh, nice.
As well as Genesis for the East Coast, Ford for the East Coast, and as well as Hyundai and Kia for our friends in California.
Nice.
So that should be exciting. And we're also getting Kia as well and Toyota for our customers here in Arizona. So that'll be exciting too.
I know all the non-California people are always like, give us some non-California Toyota deals, and so that'll be good for you guys.
Yes.
I think that's kind of all I had on the agenda today. I'll leave you if there's anything else that you wanted to touch on. Please do.
I was curious to hear your thoughts on the iX. I mean, not to beat the electric car horse, but
no. So for some background context, BMW sent me an xDrive or an iX xDrive 60, which is not the top trim anymore. It's the 70 now. The 60 used to be the top trim, the M60.
Yeah, the M60. Yep.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, man. It's a really, really nice car. I've had it for a little over 24 hours. I've probably driven like 50 miles so far, so I'm going to put some miles on it. But yeah, first impressions, very BMW, right? It's rock solid. There's no rattles. I live in downtown Seattle, so we have brick roads, we have bumpy roads, old roads, and there's not a rattle in this car. And even when you feel around, no creaks. And Ali and I are both big rattle guys, so maybe some people watching don't give a damn if their car rattles, but that's kind of like, it's one of the things I look for in a car. So really good build quality, and then it drives really nice. So it's got the M Sport package. Nice. It's got the Arctic frozen gray. What do they call it? The Arctic,
frozen gray, yeah.
The frozen gray. So it's like the matte paint. It's factory matte paint. It looks gorgeous. And then it's also the LCI, the Life Cycle Impulse, which is what BMW is code word for like their mid-cycle refresh. So it's got the new front end. I don't know if they did any interior changes, but definitely exterior changes. But I think it has a newer version of iDrive as well. But yeah, it's a nice car, man. I'm really, really liking it, and super excited to make some more content and drive it some more.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the iX. It's a really well-made car that, I think the range was less than. I always compare BMW and Mercedes. They're always, head to head. But I just think it was a better executed car than the EQ products from Mercedes.
Yeah.
Not to say that EQ is bad, but the iX, I think, just they got the driving feel better on that car than Mercedes.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good driving. It feels very nimble. It's not. It's not like it's not a Suburban or Tahoe sized car, but it's a big car and it feels very nimble on the driving it around in the city. I think it's really, really nicely tuned. The Bowers and Wilkins, we talked about this earlier on the phone. I was really excited for the Bowers and Wilkins sound system. I don't know. Do you know how much of what's the option cost? It's a few $1,000s, right?
It's in the 3,000 range.
Actually, you know what? I should have the window sticker right here. Let me just pull it up. The Bowers and Wilkins. Is it part of one of the packages? Ali, do you know off the top of your head?
I think it's individually. I think you can add it to premium or executive.
Oh, it's probably built into the executive package then. That's why there's not a line item that I'm seeing here for it. But anyways, I don't think it really lives up to the hype. I was really excited for the 4D and the subwoofer like in the seats, but that's my only, I guess, disappointment's too strong of a word, but I feel like that's not where I was expecting, like really, I had like grand expectations. I think that's where it was kind of a letdown, but everything else is fantastic. Yeah,
my first experience with the Bowers and Wilkins and BMW was I had a 2018 6 Series, the Gran Turismo, which is such a cool car.
Those are great cars.
I remember that just the clarity in the Bowers and Wilkins was just incredible. I'd hear notes in songs I've listened to a million times that I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
And I think that still applied on the most recent Bowers and Wilkins car I've had from BMW was an i7, which also had the 4D. And I kind of echo what you're saying. I didn't on the i7, it was $4,800 option.
Wow.
For the Bowers and Wilkins Diamond surround with the 4D. I wanted to like it more. I had an XM that had it.
Yep.
Which I thought the XM stereo they nailed it. It was really, really great from the Bowers and Wilkins standpoint.
Uh-huh.
But on the i7, it just didn't, it was the bass response that just didn't deliver.
Exactly right. I think that's where it struggles. Yeah. Like the lower frequencies, it doesn't catch. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I think it's really, I think they optimized it for certain genres of music. Whereas like we were saying, we listen to like a lot of hip hop, a lot of dance music, right? A lot of like bass heavy kind of genres of music. I listen to a lot of Punjabi music, which is very like hip hop now.
Yes.
I think that's where it struggles. It just didn't do it. I think maybe if you listen to some classical or some like country or some rock or,
Yeah, I know when I listen to XM or Sirius XM Watercolor 66, like the i7 was great.
Yeah.
Like the jazzy classical music, it worked very well.
Exactly.
On more like electronic or like bass heavier music, I just feel like it did miss the lower frequencies in my opinion, but yeah, still a great stereo.
It's a great stereo. Yes. I mean, we're talking above average, right? It's like you think of the average stereo, it's above average. And then I would say it's like stellar is above that. I would say it's like, it's an above average sound system. It's a really good sound system, but we're being very nitpicky here. So
yes, the best stereo I've heard, I'd love to hear yours, is the Naim audio, Naim. It's in the Bentley Bentayga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Bentley uses them. It's I think on the Bentayga it's like a $7,800 or $8,800 option, but
wow, yeah, I've never.
It's awesome.
Never experienced that. I think of cars that I've owned. I would say the Tesla. I had a 22 Tesla Model S with the refresh. That was my favorite stereo. I just loved it because I put it in the studio mode, so it just felt like my studio monitors. You can see one back there. It doesn't really try to. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not like digitally trying to optimize it. It just feels like you're like in the studio, like listening to the song as it's being produced, right? It's just, that's
actually, you just reminded me. I know Bowers and Wilkins in their settings has a studio mode. Have you tried that?
I did try it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did try it because I usually like the studio modes more than like the surroundish, too surroundy, because it feels like the music's too distant to me. I like it to be like here.
It feels like airy almost.
Yeah, exactly right. And so, it's just, it's like almost like how the iPhone does like computational photography, and you can't like mimic what a DSLR does. Like you can get close. It feels like they're doing a little bit of that with the audio.
The audio,
they're doing a lot of like making it very processed and sounding. I think like Sonos does really good with it. Like they do a lot of processed audio, but Sonos sounds incredible. But I remember sitting in a Lexus back in the day with an SC, was it? An SC with the Mark Levinson? Those used to sound really good.
Mark Levinson was probably my first experience of a really
when
good
you're like, wow,
system.
This is like a factory stereo system. Like there's not subwoofers in the back. There's nothing like going on here. This is like insane.
Yeah, you just brought back memories. In 2006, I was an engineer for Toyota, and I got my first employee deal. I got a Lexus GS, and it had the Mark Levinson. I remember the first time listening to it, it was just like mind blowing. I sat in at the dealer before I ordered it. I was like, I have to get the Mark Levinson. This sounds so good.
Gotta get it. That was a cool car, man. GSs are cool cars.
Yeah, that I miss those cars a lot.
Speaking of GS, there I've heard the LS is getting the axe.
It is, yeah. There's some there's a Heritage edition, I believe. I think it's called the Heritage edition that's coming out. And we're seeing, already above MSRP pricing on those.
Gosh. It's
sad. The LS is just such a engineering marvel when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like, having been an engineer at Toyota and knowing what I know about, how they,
how they build
go
those
through
things,
all the
what goes through
iterations
it.
of testing and that first LS back in 1989, the rigor of engineering that went into that car and carried through those years, because that 89 LS, I'd say, went until, almost 2006 with just small minor tweaks.
That's right.
I'd say 2001, they made a more bigger change to the LS.
Yeah.
But 2007 is when they went over to a new body style. But just even then, the LS has just always been like the pinnacle of engineering and manufacturing for Lexus. Just the amount of detail that goes into that car and has for many years.
Yep.
It is just to see that and be a part of that when I was there was just absolutely amazing. I have so much respect for that product. So to see it going away is definitely very sad for me. I love that car.
I bet. And we talk about build quality, man. I've sat in LS's, like those things are, engineered. Like there is no creaks or rattles in those interiors at all.
It's built at the Tahara plant in Japan, which is, and only, they have these master technicians that, work on that line. And it's just such a well engineered and manufactured vehicle out there.
And Doug DeMuro was talking about this on a video I saw of his. And he made a really good point, and I was thinking about the same thing. It's like the end of the flagship sedan. It was growing up, it was S-Class 7 Series, right? It was the Audi A8 and like from the Ronin movies back in the day. And you always wanted to know like what we had even the Q45 in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, you
like
stole it right out of my mouth. The Q45 was such a cool
car, and these cars were so aspirational. Like that was like you made it. If you had the flagship of any of those brands, it was like you made it. When
you saw that driving down the road, you were like, "Yep, that person." they've reached the pinnacle.
and it's coming to a point where it might just be the S-Class and the 7 Series left. Eventually.
Yeah. We have the Genesis has the G90.
Yes, also I like that car too.
And you still have the flagship sedans from, I guess, the new flagship of You Made It, I guess, is the Rolls-Royce Phantom and Ghost and the Bentley Flying Spur, I guess, is all that's left.
That's all that's left. Yeah, and everybody's moving into the SUVs are becoming like essentially the flagships of these brands.
Yeah.
So
because the LX is the one that's sticking around for Lexus. So
yep.
Which is, I love the LX too, but
the
LS is just it's what created Lexus,
Yep.
Luxury export for US.
That's right. That's right.
That's what started it all. And it's sad to see it go away.
It is sad. End of an era. Well,
maybe I can get my hands on a Heritage edition.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Well, all right, buddy. I think that was a good podcast.
Number 3 in the books.
Number 3 is in the books. All right, man. Well, have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. And thank you all for watching. All right, bye-bye.